is really what the Mace is all about. It's about swinging 360 degrees, going over our head, and really manipulating this weight to pull us all different directions. And so if you watch my previous videos, you've kind of learned how to support yourself. You're starting to get comfortable with the motions of the Mace, the pendulum, the swing. So from here, we're going to take it into that overhead action. So going back to one of the previous videos, we were really working on just swinging side to side. So I got my 10-pounder here. I got a nice light Mace to use. It's really great for the overhead because this one can be pretty damaging. It's just, we're taking a pretty heavy weight, and when we swing it, it's not just going behind our head, it's going pretty low. So it really creates a big lever to pull on the core and the shoulders and virtually the whole body. So starting light on this one is always great. Even lighter is just fine. So we got that side-to-side motion, and then we were working on that catch. So once I got those two, once I'm comfortable there, I now need to learn how to transition this guy behind my head and then off to the other side to go right back into the same pattern again. So now when I'm going through, when I get my catch, the way I first like to approach this is we want to let the rotation drive everything. So you see a lot of times like people will just kind of like almost use this, I don't know, like they're doing halos or something, and there's not much like core action driving the motion. So again, it defeats the purpose of having the tool. If we want the tool, let's use it right. So when we go behind here, we want to create a load on our core that we then use to drive to the other side. So just like that transverse rotation video I did, just like the pendulum swing, right? I want all that thoracic rotation because that thoracic rotation is what's driving, giving me that centrifugal force to get that Mace back over to the other side. So if you're muscling the Mace, if it's behind and you're muscling it back over, it's not the right motion. It's not the way we want to use it. We eventually want it to be very easy because once it gets easy, that means now we can do more weight. When we do more weight, we're going to automatically just challenge the rest of our body like crazy. So as I go through, I get my catch. I always like really using the lean catch. So I'm not going straight up and down. I'm using the lean because this automatically makes me feel my core, makes me engage my body. Once I lean, I now am also lower, so I have a nice good gap to get that Mace to go right over my head. So I'm coming around, I get my lean, I got that nice gap. Now, right as I'm getting behind my head, that's when I want to drive through the rotation. And that naturally, like you can see the Mace is already trying to swing up. So that naturally starts to bring the Mace around. And then I just kind of pull with my lats, with my upper body, with my rib cage to bring that Mace back into position. And then once I understand the flow of that, it's a pattern. It's like riding a bike. You've done it. You'll now learn how to master it. You'll always be able to do it. And you'll just expand that same motion. So let's go through a few reps. So pendulum, catch, load your body behind the head, rotate through, and I'm bringing it right into my catch on the other side, dropping it in. All right, go back. Don't rush yourself. No need to rush. I'm getting in, catch, behind, rotate, catch, dropping it back in. And this is all it has to be, guys. This is all it has to be for you to start getting really, really good with that Mace. It's just getting smooth, getting competent, and owning those little motions. So all those little motions turn into big motions. Here, rotate, really using my core. The most vulnerable position of this is when it's all the way behind me, because you can see it naturally wants me to break. So I got to think of kind of containing myself a bit here as I get into that position. I also don't want to let my arms go back. I want to let my elbows bend, but I like to think of them like squeezing my elbows together a little bit and kind of feeling some support in my lats, my armpits. I want all that to stretch out. That's also where I'm going to create support with this guy. So once you got it, right, this is how it should look. It doesn't have to be fast. I don't have to swing into it fast, right? I can just kind of take my time with each step. So I catch, behind the head, catch, pendulum, catch, behind the head, catch, pendulum. I just want to master each of those steps. Once you got that down, now we want to try to go the other way. I don't need to change my hand grip for this one. I can leave the same hand grip, but I want to try to get those same motions go in the other direction. Getting a nice good grip on that mace as I go side to side. So now once you kind of got all the basics there, you got control, you can show me each of those steps, you're using the mace versus letting the mace use you. Now we can just start to add a little bit of speed and take away some of those like deliberate stops. So now instead of me stopping at the catch, I'm just gonna go right into the swing. So instead of me stopping at the catch and placing the mace in position, I'm just gonna swing the mace in position. But notice my body's already there, right? I'm holding my body in position as the mace goes through its motion. So my body almost goes like still, like it gets still, creates movement, and then drives through the rotation. And then moves, gets still, and then drives through the rotation. And then same thing on the other side. I just don't like deliberately pull it down into a catch. I do the same motion, but I cast at the same time. So you can see I'm not like extending full arms. I'm keeping my elbows relatively tight, but I'm always kind of reaching that mace. And I'm keeping that nice base. I'm working that core. I'm opening up that rib cage. I'm trying to be smooth. And I'm just trying to flow with that mace. Because if I can do this with lightweight, when I go to heavyweight, I'm going to really show my athleticism. So again, guys, give me a like, subscribe. We got more Mace videos coming for you.